what we have is we've interfaced the oven. We have a rapid cook, high technology oven. This oven cooks at 7 to 8 times conventional speeds. We have connected it through a server, a gateway to the home, to the internet. And via the internet, we're able to have a stock reference of unlimited number of recipes. And we're able to go out here and select a recipe that we would like to choose for our menu that week. And there are some options in here now. And let's say we want to select a boneless chicken breast. We click on that, and it brings up the ingredient list and the step-by-step preparation instructions. If we check one of these boxes, we are automatically going to add to our shopping list of things we need to order from the store. This in turn gets downloaded to our web grocer for delivery. And I'm going to select this meal as something I want to add to my menu. Now if we go to our shopping list, we can see now that we've had this compiled over time as the week progressed of the things we need to have delivered this week. When we're ready to cook this product, we go to the oven control, and here's my instructions. I click on prepare oven, and this will send directly to the oven the cook setting and time for that oven. It'll also turn the oven on to start it warm up. This oven now is ready to go. All the homeowner will have to do is take the product at that point and put it directly into the oven and push the start button. We have downloaded everything required to be able to cook that product properly from the internet via the web pad in the kitchen.
The game Vampire the Masquerade is a role-playing game about a vampire in which you play the lead vampire, Christoph. And in this environment, the core engine that drives the graphics is written in C++ to speak to the graphic hardware and really provide the most amount of performance that can be derived out of the hardware. Outside of that, everything you see interacting on the screen, moving on the screen, all of the effects, including these people walking around, the breathing and the cape flowing of your character, is it triggered by Java. So if a developer thought that this cape was not flowing fast enough, by example, rather than rewriting an entire animation script for it, they could change the variable that makes the cape flow faster. So by changing one parameter rather than having to rewrite code affords them a tremendous amount of flexibility and saving a tremendous amount of time in tweaking the game to appear as they see fit.
I think it's be very important. One of the things that we looked at over the last couple of years is the idea of personal preferences and the personalization of what people are doing. It's very important that they don't have to tell the system too much, or the system will respond to them intelligently based on what they're doing or what their preferences are. I think it's very important. But I think it's creating more intelligent devices, creating intelligence that can be positioned in service access points that people interact with every day, be able to move portions of the services or the applications around the system so that you can get the same user interface in your vehicle as you have in your home or as you have in your office. We're doing, I think, lots of things with Sun and different organizations. We're one of the first Java licensees. We have a corporate-wide license, and essentially we can put Java on every microprocessor that we deliver, and so we can put those into products and provide that added value. We're also working very closely with Sun on network services in our infrastructure, building reliable systems using Sun servers and software, and also helping design software that, well, we know how to do certain software, but we want that into all systems because our customers are demanding very reliable, we call it 5 nines, delivery of services. We're trying to put Java in just about every product we can because it's easier to develop solutions on a Java platform. We can develop solutions once and put it on multiple platforms, which is very important to us. And we're also finding that the community of Java developers are developing solutions faster on that platform than they are on others. So we see Java as being something that is fueling the growth of the type of services and applications we need. And it also enhances our ability to have services that some run in the device, some run in the access point, some run in the network. And we can build an environment that spans all of those. And one of the things we found on that is the ability to create new compelling applications like games, like personal organizers that can be downloaded onto the platform and supported by both the service provider and actually requested by the users to enhance the compelling or just the usability of the device for individual users. So Motorola sees the fact that we're using Java and being one of the first adopters in this small form factor, and working on the Java Micro Edition so it runs on our cell phones, of coming up with a platform and an environment that really provides a compelling solution for added value to our devices, which is what we see as necessary in the market.
Best Buy has a lot of customers. We actually surprisingly sell a lot of home networking products to people who want to deliver a shared experience in the home for an internet connection. We have a lot of people who want to share a video and music experience within the home. And as such, we see the demand develop very nicely. And that is starting to make us think about what do the consumers want to do next. And in fact, more importantly, is how do we take some of that technology and make it even more affordable, easier to use, more pervasive throughout the industry. Well, consumers, number one, appreciate choice. Number two, they appreciate convenience. And number three, to tie it all together, they appreciate value. So if we keep in mind all of those things, that's what consumers are looking for. So choice, it means my internet, my services, my capabilities anywhere on any device and any time. So whether it's in the car, in the garage, in your front hall, in the office, in your baby's room, that's where they would like that service delivered. Not intrusively, but they like the capability to do that. Number two, they like to have the convenience of being able to have that on any device that they want, be it a cell phone, be it an internet appliance, be it on their PC, be it on a dedicated device that only displays messages. But all of this has to make sense in value. It can't cost $500 a month. So our trick as an industry, Best Buy and Sun Micro and all of the other industry members, is to find a way of making sure that all of these conveniences, all of these devices, all of this access and capability can be delivered to the consumer in an easy, affordable way to make it make sense, to enhance their everyday lives. If we can do that, that to us, we've done ourselves a great service and done the consumer a great service.
I think over time what you're going to see is the applications are going to become more and more intelligent. What I mean by that is they're going to kind of look at the way that you choose to get data. So there's that intelligence behind it that doesn't have to reside on my handheld all the time, but it does need to be a service out somewhere that I tap into. It's intelligent enough, it gives me the information I need, and it's kind of this whole thing that you've heard some discussion about is location-based services. I'm here in this place, my device is intelligent enough to know I'm here, so it gives me information that's appropriate. And so I think having that kind of thing and having these services and applications think a little bit more and help out the user will be add to the simplicity of the device ultimately. In fact, there's more than 500 companies that do add-ons for Palm products, everything from fingerprints, retinal scans. I mean, if you want security, you can make sure that your personal data does get locked up very well in there. Well, one of the great things about Job is this whole idea of being able to move between multiple platforms, multiple services. One of the great things we've had on the Palm community is we've had a great acceptance from developers, third parties that want to create applications. The ability for that, more than 100,000 developers are also doing Java work too and being able to think about, okay, how does a phone really need to integrate with a Palm? How does a Palm need to integrate with my, my server and my network? And being able to have Java as that thread through the middle of it, that glue that helps tie it all together, is a great industry standard way to accomplish that. The other major piece that we have with Sun is that they license our hot sync technology. And so you're able to have integration, your desktop, if you will, on your Sun system, running Sun OS, and be able to have my PIM applications in my Palm and have those interact and talk with each other. At least at the moment, that seems to be what some of the most critical ways of moving that data around, being able to digitally input it once and then share it on multiple places. And the other side of it is having the access to be able to run Java-based applications.
What CentreCom does is it actually provides local and long-distance phone service on a worldwide basis. We provide it over the internet utilizing 6.3 kilobits of bandwidth. We've invented a number of applications whereby we're able to provide toll-quality phone service over the internet. If I'm sitting in front of my computer, then my computer rings and it acts as a regular phone. Or if I'm driving along and my cell phone rings, it tells me who it is who's calling, and if I want to take the call, I can take it, or if I want to transfer it to someone else, if it's a conference call, I can do anything on my cell phone that I could do from the PBX or virtual PBX or from the computer. I can do everything, independent of device. We chose the iPlanet solutions because, number one, we looked at it from the point of view of, okay, Sun's a big company, okay, and we need the support of Sun in order to be, or iPlanet, to be able to build what we needed to build, which is a very complex animal. And Sun was the platform that these applications ran on, Solaris applications. And Sun has been very instrumental in helping CentreCom in terms of reaching its goals, in terms of helping bring us out there to the world, and also helping in the development of the technology that we've instituted. Utilizing all the iPlanet applications, which are largely based on Sun software, those are the visual portion of everything. Also utilizing the meta directory applications that Sun has, or with the iPlanet group, being able to take data and transpose that data into a format that a PDA or a thin client computer would be able to work with. And so we see Java as very, very instrumental. It's also a language that people seem to understand and know how to deal with, and can do a lot more with quicker than, say, a typical VB type environment.
What makes Xanboo so special and unique is everything is controlled on our central servers. So someone buys one of our system controllers, plugs it into their USB on their computer, and from anywhere in the world, they could see and control what's going on in their home. It takes minutes to install and very, very inexpensive. Well, with the great thing of Xanboo being controlled by central servers, you could literally control or command or view your home or business from a cell phone, a Palm Pilot, or a notebook. And we're also working with utilities like water companies about offering advanced services like, for instance, turning the water off to your home if it's detected that your temperature in your home is dropping below zero. Xanboo is using Sun servers for our back end and has been working closely with Sun teams to promote Xanboo service to telephone and cable companies throughout the country.
So I think we're quickly getting to the point where people will be able to extend their relationships with the information they know and trust to a whole range of devices, and want those devices to be smart enough and the network to be smart enough to know, now you're on a handheld, I'm going to give you a different set of information, but from the same basic source, and it'll all make sense to you. We're working really hard to extend their relationship beyond just the PC they may be using at home or at work to devices that will let them have this relationship when they're away from that fixed access point. So we're working on ways to let people use wireless phones, PDAs, set-top boxes, and dedicated consumer appliances that don't require a PC, but let them have a relationship with the kind of content they know and love. Good examples are like downloadable music. We've been working with Sun for almost since the beginning of the company's founding. As the internet really took off, Sun has just been a critical partner with us at enabling the broadcasting infrastructure that allows these thousands of radio stations and hundreds of millions of users to connect to content over the internet. So we've been a close partner with them in the serving infrastructure part of this. We've been a close partner with Sun on Java from very early on as well. And 3 years ago, we made a large announcement with Sun about the Java Media Framework. We've distributed the Java Media Player with some of the versions of our players. So we've been working for quite some time with Sun. Well, we have a relationship we've announced with Nokia, the mobile telephone manufacturer, the world's largest mobile telephone manufacturer, where we're deeply integrating Real Player technology and the Real Player directly into a class of handsets they're developing based on the Epoch standard operating system. And that's a good example of where users of that telephone won't need to go get a player. That phone will come ready to go with multimedia support and Real Player support built right into it. I think we'll see that type of deep integration occur across the whole spectrum of devices that emerge in the marketplace. Well, yeah, we're not being subtle when we called the newest version of the media system Real System IQ, because that's exactly what it is. It's an intelligent network that allows you to broadcast to large numbers of users in very geographically dispersed areas and intelligently manage the delivery of that, so that if one part of the internet experiences a tremendous amount of congestion and it doesn't you're not succeeding in reaching audiences through that part of the internet, intelligently map over to a part of the internet or part of the network that can get to them. And that needs to happen so fast, you can't manually intervene. You need something with the intelligence to dynamically understand what's going on out there and adjust itself and set itself up to keep broadcasting. Yeah, I mean, the services are going to have to become more intelligent for us to take the growth of this market to the next level. I think where we all are, internet usage has gotten to meaningfully large numbers of users, both for non-multimedia and multimedia applications. But to move this to the next level of usage, services are going to have to become much more intelligent.
This is where you would make phone calls. So you just dial a number like this, and up would come a phone number, and you know you'd make that call. Want to end the call, you would do that. Another. Let me go to another one. This is email, allows you to send and receive email. There's a WAP browser, allows you to send and receive WAP browsing. I don't know if it'll come up right there. There's a WAP browser.
Run on 3 operating systems. And you can see, who might have been to your door or what your children are doing or so on and so forth. Look at the temperature inside your hot water heater, let's say.
Keep changing that around for me like you're doing. It's real good. Line control screen change? Yes.
When he delivers the pass, and it puts him in a completely defenseless position. Watch him go up in the air, and Ray Lewis hits him right in the throat.